Hey teachers, in this episode I want to teach you the ABCs of classroom management. 3 essential strategies for every teacher to implement in their classroom strategy. Let's get into it. Okay, here we go. The ABCs of classroom management. Now, before I get into it, don't forget, if you enjoy our content and you want to stay up to date, make sure you hit that subscribe button and share it with any friends that you think would benefit from it. All right, the first essential of classroom management is affirmation. The focus of your behavior management must lean towards building the child up, not tearing them down. You probably heard a lot of people talk about positive reinforcement in behavior management. The reason we use positive reinforcement is positive reinforcement sets an expectation of what the child can become rather than reminding them of the failure that they may have become or they may be perceived as because they're not meeting the rules. By affirming what they can become, you raise the bar for the standard of their behavior. Every child wants to know what's expected of them. Every child wants to know the standard that they have to live up to or they have to work towards. And so when you work towards affirming a child, building them up, speaking positivity, speaking about what they do right rather than focusing on what they do wrong, what you are going to do is you're going to build their self-esteem, you're going to build their character, you're also going to create a dream and a vision for who they can become, and you also help them focus on what they're good at rather than focusing on what is not going well. This is so important. Behavior management must focus on what a child can become, not on what a child has failed at or what a child used to be. All right, that's A. B is boundaries. I can't say this enough. Boundaries are not punishment. Boundaries are not even punitive. Boundaries are simply drawing a line in the sand and clearly articulating what is okay and what is not okay. Every human being is wired to ask the question, what is expected of me in the environment that I am in? If you have never clearly spelled out the boundaries of your class and the behavior in your class, you can't expect children to follow suit, or you can't expect them to do what you expect, because they may have their own boundaries. Every child comes from a different family home, they come from different cultural backgrounds, and they all have standards of morality or expectation that they live by and behave by. You do too. And if boundaries are not clearly communicated, what ends up happening is each child will make up their own standard of behavior that suits them or is congruent with the way in which they've been raised. Now, if your boundary doesn't match their boundary, that's where you get clashes of behavior. They may not be trying to upset you in class. They may just simply be unaware that you have a different standard of behavior to what they have been taught or been expected of to this point. Most important that you must enforce boundaries, okay? And the last one is C, and that is care. Every child that is under your care needs to know that you care about them. Leadership expert John Maxwell says this: they don't care what you know until they know how much you care. If you want children to follow you in the direction that you are trying to lead them, if you want children to listen to you and to trust you and to stay within the boundaries that you set for them, they need to know that you care about them as individuals, as human beings. This may or may not come as a surprise to you, but every child in your class has their own hopes, their own dreams, their own fears, and their own dreams and intentions that they focus on. And sometimes those may not fit with the direction that you're going in class, whether it's in a lesson or generally speaking. So they have to know that you care about them, that you care about them as individuals, you care about what matters to them, you care about the struggles that they're going through, you care about the things that they're passionate about. So Take the time to learn about them. Take the time to get to know them as little individuals, as human beings who are valued and deserve your attention. Take the time to find out what makes them tick, what they're passionate about, what gets them up in the morning, what gets them excited. Take the time to know what's going on in their life, what scares them, what they're worrying about, what's going on at home. When you take the time to show that you care, what will happen is they will start caring about you and what's important to you. So that's my 3 suggestions of the ABCs of classroom management. 3 very fundamental, very basic strategies. Maybe you've heard of them before, maybe you just needed a bit of reminding, but that's a really easy way to remember that every day you are interacting with a student, you must err towards affirming them rather than punishing them or tearing them down. You must create clear boundaries that can be enforced so that they know where they stand with you and what is expected of them. And you need to prioritize caring and showing that you care so that they build trust and relationship with you and start caring about the things that are important to you. I hope that's really helpful. I'll talk to you next time. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you got a ton of value out of that episode. Don't forget to comment and let us know what you thought, or if you have specific topics you'd like us to cover, let us know in the comments, and make sure you share and like if you know that somebody else will enjoy the content that we're producing. Until next time, I'm Tarun Stevenson for Karma Classrooms.